And there we have it. Smoked then seared rotisserie lamb leg. Cool, so I'm really excited about this cook today. We've got a beautiful boned out lamb leg from Holy Cow in Cambridge. Again, this is their own product, grown on their own farms and sold through the shop. We're actually going to cook this on the Masterbuilt 1050 today on the rotisserie. We're going to run this pretty hot today, so I'm going to run it at about 4:30. So we're doing kind of a roast rotisserie cook. We have some potatoes underneath the lamb, and we're actually going to have that fat dripping onto the potatoes and cooking those as we cook our meat. Just to sort of get into the process, just going to put a couple of score lines so we get some of that flavour into the protein. Those of you that know me, I normally take all the fat off of the lamb leg, but with rotisserie, because we're cooking it hot, it's going to keep things nice and moist and put a lot of flavour into that meat. Going to get that temperature to about 135, and we're going to take it off and rest it. We'll ramp the temperature up on the Masterbuilt and give that a good sear just to get some caramelisation on there and just lock that flavour onto the surface of the meat. Going to take some water now and just give it a very, very light spritz just to allow that rub to bind onto the surface of the meat. So we're going to be using rum and Q ramrod today, and this is one of the easiest cooks that you can do on the barbecue. So if you are thinking about getting into the Masterbuilt way of cooking, this is one of the easiest things that you can do. You're really cooking to a temperature. Next step, we're actually going to take this skewer. So I'm just going to push that through the absolute center of the meat so you can just see that that's coming through. And the next thing, when you're doing rotisserie cooking on the Masterbuilt, we're cooking in an enclosed pit here. So what happens is as this meat contracts, this shank will sort of start to come up and it will start to clip the inside of the lid. So the only other thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a piece of string, tie this leg to the skewer, and that will keep things nice and even inside the barbecue. And the final step once we've got this on the skewer is we're just going to add these spikes here, then that will keep this nice and solid. So ready to go into the pit. So we're running this pit today at about 450 and we're going to get this in. Okay, so it's been probably about an hour and 10 minutes and this lamb leg has hit about 135 internal. You can see that that's caramelised beautifully. You can start to see the red here where we know the smoke's actually got into the meat. And we've got some potatoes down there with the lamb fat's dripping onto those and cooking those out as well. So what we're going to do is pull the lamb off. We're going to rest that for a bit, let those potatoes cook. Then we're going to sear that off before we serve it. Okay, so we've rested our lamb for about half an hour. Got juices coming out of it galore. Give this a bit of a sear off on the Masterbuilt. So we've got this running at 650 now, so we've ramped up the temperature. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the colour on this now. So we'll just take that off onto the board. And there we have it. Smoked then seared rotisserie lamb leg.